Marrakesh, the Red Pearl of Morocco, was founded by Yusuf ibn Tashfin in 1602. It's one of the country's 4 royal cities. Up to the beginning of the 20th century, the city was a trading centre for both the north of Morocco and the Sahara. The monarchs of various dynasties made Marrakesh their capital city. A 12-kilometre-long wall surrounds the city. The red colour of the walls and houses is typical of the centuries-old building traditions of the Sahara. "20 massive gates and 200 large towers add to the powerful dimensions of this building." Marrakesh is the capital of the province of the same name. 700,000 people live within its city walls. The large souks of Marrakesh's Medina are divided into numerous sections, and these bazaars stock just about everything known to man. In spite of the city's apparent calm, there is much activity. The traffic is surprisingly well disciplined. Mopeds are the most popular means of transport. Road users are extremely varied. Small lorries jostle alongside donkey carts through the narrow alleys. Mighty gates indicate a dramatic past. In 1147, the Almohaden conquered the city and destroyed the Almoravidic buildings. Life within the city walls moves at a hectic pace. The alleys are a tight squeeze for today's motor vehicles. It's easy to lose your sense of direction here, as well as your money. Tradesmen still wear the traditional clothing of their forefathers. The kaftan helps to make the temperature more bearable and fends off the heat while they are waiting for customers. The narrow alleys provide welcome shade. A rich and intriguing variety of colourful fresh food is always on offer. Daily shopping is not a simple task, but can be a lot of fun. Marrakesh has the largest souks in Morocco. As well as shoes and clothing, they stock all the necessities of life, and a lot more besides. Of course, bargaining and haggling are the norm. An intriguing range of Morocco's traditional musical instruments is also on display. If olives are your taste, this is the place for you. There's a huge variety to choose from. Stacked in pyramids and piled precariously high, they certainly attract the appetite as well as the eye. Morocco is famous for its spicy food. Whether fresh or preserved, there's a tempting display to suit food lovers from all over the world. cloves, ginger and saffron. The aromas of 1001 nights fill the souks of Marrakesh. It's almost like a dream, a different century. The Arabs dominated the spice trade up until the 13th century. But following the expeditions of Marco Polo, news of where the exotic spices could be found soon put many a trader out of business. Morocco's national dish, couscous, derives its flavour from a mixture of spices that contains 35 different ingredients, 2 of which are nutmeg and cinnamon. In addition to various spices, the souk el henna offers fruit and vegetables. It's supplied by the farmers of the Haouz plain. Whether aubergines, onions, apples or strawberries, Morocco's climate produces a rich harvest. In addition to beef and veal, chicken plays an important part in Moroccan cuisine. Here, trays, water jugs, lanterns and door knockers are transformed into beautiful household goods. The shining lustre of these objects reflects an entire culture. New trends in the household section are given the traditional treatment and are transformed into artistic accessories with a hint of the Orient. Brass and copper ornaments are decorated with time-honoured patterns, geometrical wickerwork and floral designs. Here, the craftsmanship is superlative. Warm light shines from bright lamps. Colourful glass mosaics add to the exotic ambience. Souk Cheratina is a leather market. It specialises in cattle, goat and camel skin. Thousands of hides are sold each day by the shake of a hand, plus a lot of noise. The manufacture of leather in Marrakesh is an ancient tradition. There's a colourful variety of belts, jackets, bags and much more. A magnificent array of carpets to grace any household. The desert nomads sit directly on the carpets. In the cities, carpets are mainly used to decorate the floors and walls. And at La Criée Berbère, they are auctioned with great enthusiasm. Kelims, also known as hambel, are richly adorned with numerous ornamental patterns. They often contain decorative figures. Living animals are also on offer. The medicine men in the souks concoct an exotic remedy for each and every ailment. Tiny cul-de-sacs lead to dilapidated houses. The various districts of the Medina contain a multitude of labyrinth-like alleys, but no matter what, there are the calls to prayer of the muezzin. The city's doors and entrances indicate its long history. Old and secure, they have an impenetrable look about them that certainly deters uninvited guests. During the Middle Ages, Islamic cities were far more organized than those in Europe. They contained quite sophisticated water systems. Once the luxurious villas and remnants of a golden age lay within the city walls, many of which have been used to add to the mystical atmosphere of more than a few feature films. Shady courtyards provide a fresh and cool ambience. The windows of Islamic houses don't usually face toward the street, only to the inner courtyard. The ground floor is generally used for storage. High ceilings and cool rooms are ideal for this. And food is also stored here. It seems that the entire world is gathered within the city wall. Here there are wealthy businessmen, market traders, and all manner of people, as well as desert nomads. Time seems to stand still. Old scales and tools wait to be used. Beyond nearly every door, there's a family business. Day by day, this baker produces a large quantity of flat breads. Daily life in the souks is dominated by trade. They are a vital meeting place and trading centre for the farmers of the High Atlas. Those who wish to experience Moroccan daily life can do so here. A stroll through the narrow alleys, taking in their sounds and aromas, explains more than any travel guide. Even designers such as Yves Saint Laurent have found inspiration in Marrakesh. Marrakesh provides its visitors with a fantasy of ochre, yellow and blue. Medina ben Yusuf was built in the middle of the 14th century as a high school, one of the first in the world. Over 900 students from each region of Morocco lived in this boarding school. During their 12 years of study, they were taught theology and law. They qualified as judges, civil servants, and religious leaders. The classical elements of the Maghribinic art of building unite in the Medina ben Yusuf. Artistic tiles and mosaics indicate the prosperity of the faithful. Many mosques contain wonderful examples of the skill of the craftsmen who often created their masterpieces from only their memory and imagination. This water basin is covered with Carrara marble. The Medina is the oldest building in Marrakesh. The filigree wooden carvings in the walls are as delicate as lace. Place Jemaa El-Fna is the Square of the Beheaded and is Marrakesh's most famous attraction. Snake charmers, musicians and storytellers gather here before an expectant crowd. In 2001, the Square of the Beheaded was designated by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site. The square not only derived its name from tragedy, but also from legend. This African open-air theatre is a curious place. The folklore of ancient times is still spoken to anyone who cares to listen. South of the Jemaa El-Fna Square is a necropolis, the Tombeau Sadia, a complex of tombs. The Tombeau Sadia contains Moorish art at its most exquisite. The Sarditan tombs were discovered in 1917. It was here that 4 noble sultans and 62 members of their families found their final resting place. Here the mighty sultans created an everlasting monument. The minaret of the Koutoubia Mosque is the symbol of the city. Construction began in 1158 under the direction of Sultan Abd el-Mumin, but it was left to his grandsons to complete it. The 77-metre tall sandstone minaret served as the model for the Giralda in Seville and the Hassan Tower in Rabat. Most of it was built by Spanish prisoners of war. The tower is covered with splendid decorations and enamel ornaments, a superb example of Maghribinic architecture. In the days of the Saadiena, the gold, marble and onyx of the Koutoubia Mosque were exchanged for sugar. For 800 years, the Muezzin has called the faithful to prayer. The minaret of the Koutoubia Mosque is the only one that was completed during the time of the Almohades. With its 60-metre width and 90-metre length, it can accommodate 25,000 people. Its name originates from the Koutoubien, the book-trading souks that surrounded the building in bygone times. With its horseshoe arches, ornamental capitals in the shape of plants, and decorated vaults, it's one of the most beautiful mosques in North Africa. Those with an interest in architecture will be well satisfied here, and each nook and cranny shines golden in the light of the sun. Manara is located outside Marrakesh. It's a tranquil place full of romance. It's an enchanting Moorish pavilion set amongst a fertile plantation. The terrace of the pretty pavilion, with its green pyramid-shaped roof, has a splendid panoramic view. In 1870, Sultan Muhammad II had this pavilion built next to a huge water basin, with only a single room on the first floor. Legend has it that most days he shared this room with a virgin, but after each encounter he ordered that each be thrown into the water. Legends are often cruel, but today this is a place of sublime tranquility. It's left to storytellers to give credence to these tales of yore. The dense vegetation is amazing. The splendor of the flowers brings to mind the Garden of Eden, and their magnificent blossoms are reminiscent of an impressionistic painting. Young people and families use the wonderful shade for walks and a picnic lunch. Almost 9,000 olive trees have grown in this fertile valley since the 12th century, and this is confirmed by the incredible variety of olives for sale in the souks. The Bassin La Manara contains hundreds of fish. Did the poor women, who were thrown into the water by the Sultan, escape drowning? The water remains silent. The light of the setting sun paints the landscape a glowing red. Yet another glorious sunset in Marrakesh. Marrakesh, the pearl of Morocco, an historic bridge that unites both urban and nomadic culture. A land of contrast, an exotic gateway to Africa, and a captivating window to Europe.